guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. And welcome to the Advice Corner. So today I'm joined by Mr. GM, also known as Mr. Thokozile, also known as Mnalipa Vilimba, also known as Ginny Bear. So we are I invited him on the Advice Corner today. I know I have some questions I have not yet responded to, and for the questions I've already responded to, in case you did not watch the video, it's gonna be up somewhere in the iCards, and you can just click on it and watch that video. So let's get right into today's video. Okay, so we're gonna go straight into some of the questions I got, and today the questions we're looking at have to do with identity mainly. Yeah. Okay, so the first question was I don't know. As a young adult, I struggle with knowing myself. So how do I come to a place where I know who I am? And sometimes, if not all the time, I fail to find meaning. I struggle to find answers and meaning.
We're talking about identity, and I feel it has a lot to do with purpose, how you perceive what you are meant to do in life, and that's what I would say. So it's a matter of finding out what you feel your role in life is. Now the question is, how do you
how do I get to know, like, what's my role in life?
What's my purpose? It's deeper than just saying, oh, do ABCD.
For you to find yourself.
Or say, go to church, become a Christian, then you're going to find out what you need to do in the body of Christ. Be an usher or be the director. Anyway, but I really think getting to know, it says, I don't know who I am, has a lot to do with your perception of what your purpose in life is, and coming to a point where we begin to dive into whatever it is that will bring you to a place where you are satisfied with who you are. Means we need to find out things that make you happy, things that
give you a
find
sense of, like fulfillment or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Things that you're passionate about.
Exactly.
And also, I think it's more than just, I think for the most part we tell people, to find yourself, you need to know the things you like, the things you're passionate about. Also, I think you need to know the things you don't like as well.
Yeah, true.
That's also getting to know the person that you are. And it's just found in, you try something, it's not working for you, you're just like, I'm uncomfortable with this, I'm not okay with this,
Yeah. So basically that. If you want to know yourself, you need to do a self-evaluation. Yes, a self-evaluation of some sort, and just write down things. What do I like? What don't I like? And by so doing, at least you get to know something about you.
Narrow it down to something.
Yeah, you will know something about you and go like, this is what I vibe with, this is what I don't vibe with, and from there, you would need someone to walk with you. I would really advise you to find someone who you can confide in, if not me. Find someone who you can confide in and talk to about these things, because a journey to self-discovery is very difficult if you're walking all by yourself, because you don't know what exactly you're looking for.
About who we are than what we can see.
Exactly.
Like, there is so much that I've discovered that I am that other people had to point out.
Yeah. Like, she talks a lot, she dances, she didn't know. So I honestly feel like, find someone who you can be vulnerable with, to say, hey, listen, this is what I'm going through, and I feel I need you to work with me. And at least that person should be level-headed. Yes, that's very true.
Don't mind any gym or jack.
Yeah, not any gym or jack, I'm here for you.
The level-headed ones.
Yeah, level-headed ones. So that's what my advice is towards this person, whoever you are.
So the other one is, it's kind of this, it's kind of the same.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel lost, I feel numb.
Okay.
That's strong.
Very strong.
I've not helped myself move forward much. I've not had the best habits recently, and I don't know how to help myself.
Don't mind our background vocals.
Okay. It's good to actually be a person who's able to tell when you're the one who's drawing yourself back. And already knowing that you're drawing yourself back in a certain way is a place to start to help yourself move forward.
Yeah, it's true. It's like knowing that you're overeating and you're gaining weight, and then you're saying, I'm overeating nowadays, and you're seeing the results of that, and so you know exactly what to search, and like, okay, cool, I need to cut down on my bad eating habits. And so if you recognize that, there are certain things in my life that I'm not doing right, that's a place to start and say. The funniest thing about life, though, is consistency must remain consistent. Once you become...
I feel like consistency is one thing that's just underrated.
Yeah, so when consistency in bad behavior continues, it will yield results.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And consistency in good behavior, it will yield... Exactly. So there's this whole thing of discipline that comes in when you feel like you're not in a place where you need to be, especially if you know where you need to be. All right, there are too many people who okay, at least in the things that I do, will always tell you, this is assuming people know who I am.
You know,
in the things that I do, that people be like, I want to grow in. I think I've mentioned this before on this channel, where I'm like, I want to grow in playing keyboard or an instrument and whatever, and my best advice is usually go and practice. Like I can't show you how to become as good as we ever.
Yeah.
But I know that if you do this consistently for a certain period of time, you will see the difference.
Yeah, like you will see growth. You will see. Yeah.
Exactly. So if the first thing you said was that I feel lost and
I feel lost and I feel numb.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes to I've not helped myself move forward much. I've not had the best habits recently.
Exactly. So again, let's talk. Let's talk.
Yeah.
This is an open invitation.
I feel lost and I feel numb.
I feel there's so much going on,
it sounds like something that like there's more to it than just bad habits. Like
yeah,
I feel like that.
I feel like you need to either find someone to talk to, not any Jim or Jack, or like someone who is level-headed somewhere, and you can, again, the whole idea of being vulnerable, because the issue with this identity crisis thing is there is a lot of uncertainty in the way we perceive ourselves, right? So I think I'm this, and sometimes it's maybe I hurt you. I feel like I'm saying things I've said before here, you know what I mean? and
oh God.
and it's not like something that, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. There are times when I might feel I'm strong and I can go somewhere and I can overcome. You know what I mean? Like, those things. And then I'm like, I'm just gonna chill by the club and I'm not going to do anything that's bad or whatever. But by virtue of me being in an environment that allows certain things to happen, I may fall into those vices. All right. That doesn't mean that I'm such a bad person, right? But the environment allowed for me to do something, and sometimes me falling into those vices makes me feel like I don't completely know who I am.
Yes, because I thought I was too
strong.
I'm not.
Exactly.
I fell into it.
Because at a point in time, I thought like I can never ever do such a thing. I would never do such a thing. But then I find myself in a situation where the opportunity is right, the circumstances are right, and I end up falling. And exactly, like everything has just aligned themselves very well, and you end up doing the very thing that you never ever 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 thought you'd ever do.
Yeah.
And now you start.
And now you're beating yourself.
Exactly, you're beating yourself up for.
Oh my God,
I don't know who I am. This is not really me. I never would have imagined. And because of such things, the best way you could go about it is to find someone you can talk to and say, okay, listen, me, I performed. And I never knew I'd perform like this. And by so doing, you get to discover that in life, there are times where situations make us perform, but you become more learned about that, and like, okay, cool,
If I
am
go
not
about
as
it
strong
this
as
way.
I thought I
Yeah.
was. And so now I know for a fact that if I want to maintain a certain way that I want to live my life, I would definitely not do this again. So
I feel I wasn't prepared enough for adulthood. I keep making mistakes. I feel I chose the wrong career to begin with because I can't find a job, and it's been 7 years. That's a long time.
That's a long time. That's a long time. People
I don't know what I would do.
that's a long time. People have children in that time.
I've honestly given up, which I know I shouldn't, but I don't know what to do, and family and society also have their own expectations.
So my advice to you right now, whoever it is don't feel too rushed by the standard that society is giving for what adulting
because
is.
The bar is just a bit too high to fit every situation. Okay, the bar is not high. The bar is, it's compromised, like it's biased for it to fit every single situation.
Yeah,
we have different backgrounds, we have different personalities, abilities, opportunities, connections, like all those things are different, and all those things are factors in seeing to it that maybe I get a job, that maybe the career path I chose causes me to succeed. All those things.
So I feel don't be too harsh on yourself. I understand 7 years is a long time, and that brings me to,
it must be hard.
And that brings me to the idea that we're in the setup that we're living in right now. Do not be afraid to try out something or anything.
Yeah, even while you have that other qualification.
Yeah, because depending just on the one thing that you feel is the way to go in this time that we're facing, it's kind of challenging. Only about 7 years ago did we see a rise in the arts in Zambia, and people really appreciating it and going like, oh, this is good. Before that, a musician is a struggling person. It's like you don't
and
even
are just like, you wanna be what?
Yeah, and today Zambian artists are hitting 1 million in 4 days. Like, those are numbers we would never have imagined would be hitting back in the day. So like, times are changing, and different opportunities are bringing themselves. So
the world is opening.
So do not be afraid to try out something new. Search within yourself something that you might be comfortable with doing. I am not such a what do they call it? I'm not a person who pushes people to just do anything as long as it's anything. I feel try out things that you're capable of doing. You're capable of doing as opposed to just because.
Yeah, and also where we come from has a big role to play on sometimes where you find yourself, because this whole thing of unemployment, like you said, the people in the family were probably thinking you'll be the person to take us out of the
ghetto,
and then the one to take us out of the ghetto is not getting employed, and then now the family also doesn't have the means to give you capital or whatever. Like, your background is not allowing for you maybe to do those things that other people are doing, starting a whole business or whatever. Just like he said, at the end of the day, look at what you have and find the best way that you can use what you have to do at the least something.
If you're going to sell tomato, sell the tomato.
Yeah, I've sold fruits before, so.
And samosas. And she used to walk.
I used to get tired.
From one washing car wash to the next car wash to the next for 2 kilometers. And then make rounds at 17 hours. Going to look for the man.
Okay, we move. The other question I got is, how do I deal with, I think we've even tackled this one. How do I deal with societal pressure? That's how you pronounce this word?
Societal.
Yeah, that word. Pressure from the society and just the expectations, those expectations that you should marry, you should graduate, you should, those.
Be in college.
We know them. So how do you do with that? I think we've already tackled it. Just take life muleni yako at your pace. Me, that's what I believe in.
That's the biggest lesson of life.
Yeah, just
that we have our own timeline, our own lane, and what we do in that time will be accounted to us.
Yes.
And will be questioned on that and only that.
Yeah.
The biggest pressure we have is, oh, she's working, she's doing well, and she's in the inner circle. I'm doing nothing. I'm not settled.
Yeah.
You know. So at the end of the day, always remember that. Like we've already talked a lot about this, but always remember that you're in your own lane. So if you can ignore the world, ignore the world.
Yeah.
If you can shut them out completely, listen to music instead, do that.
Yeah.
Because that will help you to remain focused on your lane. Not everyone is going to be driving at 180. I mean, know what you have. You get what I mean?
Yes.
Like there was an example someone gave. There are two actually. One for a dog, it balances very fast. It just and then bra.
And they die in a few years.
And then an elephant, it is one huge thing that is taken forever. It's not like the dog would have balanced 3 times with 16 children.
Some would die, some would get married, also and bala.
Exactly, and you're just pregnant for the longest time, just pregnant, and finally you have one big thing, also, and then other situations is the vehicles people drive. Like you do not expect that someone who is driving a Vitz and someone who is driving a Range Rover are going to be driving on the same speed on certain types of roads. It's a gravel road, you've got a higher car, you've got a lower car. You need to keep your car together.
So just back to work with what you got.
So drive at 20, you will
reach.
You reach.
Okay, so the other thing was, how can I resist peer pressure? I feel it's taking a toll on me.
The best answer to this, let's go back to the video from two videos ago. One video ago, when we're talking, when we're talking like I was there. Oh my God!
Trying to be on the channel.
Yeah, this is how they catch you. When we're talking about our personal spaces.
Being in control of your personal space.
Yeah, that's how you control peer pressure.
Yes, that's all of it. We're gonna link it up in the iCards.
Yeah,
you can watch
so
it.
Peer pressure, your personal space, know what you allow in, understand the boundaries and so on. Watch that video because that will explain it
that's
better.
That's all you need.
Yeah, on peer pressure.
How do I say no to a sugar daddy? No. Okay, what's the issue? He's following you around. He's like, why has it reached a point where you need to be taught how to say no to him?
Stop going to granddaddies.
Like honestly, how has it reached a point where you need to ask how to say no to them?
I've come to realization that women fail to say no, and they find it very hard to say no. And I'm assuming this is where you are. This is your dilemma. And
there's already been some level of interaction.
Whenever women fail to say no, it's because this person has a certain type of relationship with them. I know for a fact if any Jim or Jack is going to pass by and go like, hey, you, let's talk, let me have your number. Like, hey, get out of here, right? But if this person already has an established relationship in your life, then this question will become valid and say, how do I say no to this person who's got an established relationship in my life? They're either my workmate, my supervisor, my church, whatever. Like, how do I say no to them? I think the best way you go about it is by exposing them. Just expose them.
To who though?
To the people around you. Hey, I'm uncomfortable with what you're doing. I feel this is not right. Please stop doing this. Hey, no, I'm telling this person that tell them what you did. Like, I know, but don't tell them. I'm telling, yeah. because these things thrive in secrecy.
Yes.
So the more it's just you and him having this conversation,
One day,
the more he feels safe.
he's gonna be a
He's going to feel safe to continue pursuing you. But the more he feels that, oh, he's being exposed, the less he'll be like, okay, this girl. So
if it's a random, just say no and move. Like, who are they? What is the best way to know that I'm growing holistically?
I think stock taking is important. With regards to how you would know. Yeah. What is being whole to you? What are the areas that you perceive to be elements in your life that make up everything? And check. Okay, prayer life, reading of the word, fellowshipping.
Yeah, you can also set like to my goals.
All of those things. And then, okay, cool. In this past 3 months, how often have I done this?
Yes.
How often have I done this?
Yes.
How often have I done this? How often have I done this? That will give you a visual of what is happening with you. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people fail to do, because it's in the lack of planning. Because in the lack of planning is why you're just going to go.
I want to start praying more. I want to start reading the word more. But like you don't have like some goals. You don't have like a way in which you would do it. Like which times I'll pray, which times I'll read the word. So even when it comes back to what he's saying, stock taking. What are you stock taking? You didn't even have a way in which you would do
exactly. So how are you going to know that you are growing holistically if you don't even know which areas these are? Yeah. So for you to understand this, you need to know every area of your life. What is it that's important? Where is it? What is blah 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 blah. In my workspace, am I being valuable? Do they value me? Okay. At church, do they value At church, do they value me? At home, do they all of these areas in my personal space? What are these? You check them out, and at the end of the day, you'll be able to see. I feel that's the best way to go about it.
Last but not the least, have you experienced doubting moments in your Christian life?
If there's one thing I've learned in life, is each and every person who is brought up in a Christian home or not in a Christian home will at one point have to choose for themselves what it is they believe in. And I feel that's where a lot of these questions come from, where they're like, I've always known this to be true, and then now you experience life, and you're like,
is it
really?
Is it not?
So have I been there? Many times, too many times. I've questioned so many things, and I found answers. Some certain things I haven't found answers, and it goes back to the thing I keep talking about, for having someone who you can be vulnerable with, because scripture says there's nothing new under the sun, really. So there's someone who's felt lost before. There's someone who's felt like this Christianity thing,
it's not really what it's supposed to be.
What's going on here? The Bible says this, but what am I saying? And it's true that one day you will find God for yourself, and you will be convinced beyond any doubt that God is real.
Like even when that doubt comes, you're like, but like it may be a question you have at a certain point in time over like your Christian walk, or the reality, or should I say the reality of God?
The reality of life.
So you may have a question mark, about God and all of that at a point in your life, but that one thing he's calling you find God for yourself, that one time you find God for yourself will be the one thing that will always make all those irrelevant. Because
that testimonies in this world, just like
especially those that you've seen for yourself or you've experienced for yourself, those are the ones that even when the question comes that's like trying to throw you off the rock, you'll be like,
I've seen God before,
I've seen him. Okay guys, so thank you for watching the video, for joining us on the Advice Corner. So look out for more of these, and
call me, all of you. Said you should call me. Or call someone, or call someone,
connect you to the nigga,
or call someone who you can talk to, because I feel even I was watching a video the other day, and they mentioned something like this mental health thing. Sometimes it kind of feels like it's a trend, and people are just riding on it, and
But
they're just like,
it's real for
but
people.
to be honest, it's real for certain
Yeah.
people. And this whole identity crisis thing, purpose thing,
It's real.
like, it might not mean that you are depressed, whatever, but there is something that happens. This is scriptural things that talk to each other. You know, your brethren, your friends, they help each other carry these things, because it's not easy to
And
live, to
usually
do life on your own.
Yeah.
But remember that the first place we are running to is to God, because
God.
God can make us complete.
Yeah.
But we cannot exclude the fact that we need to express ourselves as human beings. And with that being said, I hope you had a good time here. Please like and comment, subscribe to this channel. Also, because I'm here, go and watch Monday Soaking Sessions on my channel. Gift Munali Pavilemba. It's been Gift and my darling Thokozile Saka. We out.